Alright, hello guys. Today I'm going to give you my first forecast in forever. I'd say actually about a month. So, yeah. Tropical Depression 5 is expected to become Elsa the Frozen Princess, which will steal the Frozen Kingdom, and so that no one will ever see snowflakes, or even a trace of it ever again, or even freezing temperatures, even the coldest regions, like everywhere in the world. Okay, I'm just joking. It's expected to become Tropical Storm Elsa. It is now a tropical depression as of 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So you can see that's not that, this is the hurricane's not in that accurate position. I say tropical depression. It is actually further to the southeast, and it's still well east of the Leeward and Windward Islands. So it's gonna be a while before it reaches that position. Couple days it'll reach that point. It will probably make a U.S. landfall, most likely at Florida, and will probably take a hit at Cuba. But uncertainties on what strength it'll be is in play. So let's get started with going into the forecast. As you can see, this is an earlier map. I believe I recorded this earlier. Actually, I did. And so, as you can see, there is a second disturbance, but no development is expected, or at least to the degree that we expect tropical cyclone development, and the conditions are not favorable for that. So we're focusing in on our disturbance here. It's now a depression 5. It is currently meandering out in the middle of the Atlantic. I'd say like 10 degrees north, close to that point, maybe south of it. And I'd say it's heading westward, maybe a smidge, trying to pull northward, especially in the day 4, I think, time. And now, as you can see, here is the storm path. You can get a better understanding of what I'm going to talk about here. You can see this is the position as of 11 p.m. Wednesday Eastern Daylight Time. And then, as you can see, this is the path of the tropical storm. And as you can see, there are watches and warnings in the Leeward and Windward Islands. And then the storm is expected to go west and northwestward, eventually becoming more northwestward as it turns northward. And then it probably will take a hit at Florida, and we'll soon go to the models in that, but it hits locations such as Cuba, but it passes south of Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti, north of Jamaica, and then pass south of eastern Cuba, and takes a hit at western Cuba, and then beyond day 5 it doesn't. So we're gonna go to the next slide. The forecast graphics. We're gonna go over the wind speed probabilities. You can see the highest chances are in the yellow and light green regions, as you can see here. Leeward Windward Islands, and as well as mainly in the offshore but coastal locations of Dominican Republic, Haiti, and also eastern Cuba. And also probabilities already extend to as far north as southern Florida. So yeah, the storm is not nearing as we get better resolved on this. Now we go to the weather models and see what it's like from there. Now here's the first model, the GFS. As you can see, this is a 1008 millibar storm according to this model as of 18Z, or I should say 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then you can see at first the main convection is just south of the system, as you can clearly tell there. And as you play the models, you'll see so the convection is becoming to become more recognized mainly on the eastern side, and becomes focused on that point. And then you can see the system drops to as low as 978 millibars. That appears to be equivalent of a Category 1 hurricane. So yeah, and at that point it's near the west coast of Florida, which I say the Gulf Coast of Florida, but not like the northern coast of Florida, like the western coast, because that's more efficient term, as that's where it is. And as you can see, the main convection is east and south, but also some convection on the southwest part of the system. And as we get further inland, of course, it's weakening as most systems, as all systems should. And the at landfall it's at 979 millibars, and it's expected to take landfall near the west and southwestern landfall intersections, whatever, with convection expanding the most to the south. And yeah, so it's not going as far out as north, especially to the northwest. And its associated convection. Well, now we're going to go check out the one model called HWRF Tropical. This is a more specific and accurate model. Well, not really accurate, I'd say like specified in general. Because it's more like reflectivity, it just makes it look more specific, that's all. So you can see the convection is more disorganized according to this model. I mean, yeah, kind of is, but it has become more organized in the recent hours, and it will continue to organize further, and eventually it'll display an eye feature in the center, and in that case it indicates that this will probably become a hurricane, at least category 1, but this one, it goes to like 950 millibars right before hitting Cuba. So that's equivalent, I'd say, like a category 2 hurricane. And you can see the convection is wrapped all around the system, and any expanding convection is mostly to the east, as you can see there. And then along with its associated precipitation, however, this is as far as that can go, 12Z1. But we're gonna go to the next model and see here. Is there any later time for that? I'm gonna go check first. No precipitation and no later runs. We're just gonna go for this. You know what? Doesn't bother. I mean, I guess maybe it would, but doesn't matter. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for this thing to load, and then I'm gonna go over the forecast. This is 1007 millibars this moment, according to this model. But this is like early on in the morning, so really it doesn't give much of a representation. So of course you're not going to want to trust this model in terms of how it says. But as you can see, though, storms takes a rather westward track compared to other models, and then deepens to a peak of 971 millibars just east of Jamaica. And between that and Haiti, and then it kind of just weakens a little bit, but it begins to kind of strengthen, but not to the 931. I'd say like you've seen later on as I check the models, 984 at the compared to what we saw in the last model, which is like 950. This one's 34 millibars higher, and this is more indicative of a category 1 hurricane over anything else. Even at the peak point, again, between Haiti and Jamaica, it is this system is so we're going to see it expand northward in later models, but for now, this is the most it can go to, 126 hours. And as you can see here, 961 millibars, that's equivalent to maybe up to a high-end category 1 hurricane. As based off what we can tell from the models, chances are this will probably be a hurricane. I'd say like a category 1 at most, high end. But yeah, that was my strength forecast. And now I'm gonna, okay. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Also, bless my longer than usual conclusion, as my screen recorder, actually, the one I normally use is not really working on me. So and I ended up using VoiceOver when I realized my voice didn't come through on the program itself, the other screen recorder I used. I mean, maybe it could have been my fault. Again, not sure what happened there. So I'm using VoiceOver on the video edit, which is not much of a good thing. I am not wanting to continue this, and I want my screen recorder to be back to normal again. So stay blessed, share it, like, subscribe, comment if you want. I mean, you don't have to comment, but like this video, subscribe if you enjoy my content, and then share this with family and friends, especially if they're in the affected areas. See you next time.